this is Laura with Intuitive Dreams, and welcome to our daily topic for today, August 28th. It is emotional honesty. So what's going to happen is I'm going to have some passages for you guys to think about, and then after that we're going to do a little mini reading. Emotional honesty. As a sensitive person, you may feel so many emotions each day, it is hard to keep track of them. Or you might try to ignore or squash your feelings if you're afraid that no one will understand. You may be concerned that you're too sensitive for your spouse or friends, so you better tone down your reactions. Since that was my fear for many years, I wasn't always my authentic self in intimate relationships. Sometimes it is about, just being true to who we are, and then we attract other sensitive people just like us. Emotional honesty means that you can accept your true feelings and respect them. Start with yourself. Ask, what were 5 dominant feelings I experienced today? Joy, fear, happiness, anxiety, or even panic. Whatever came up, it is okay. There is no shame in feeling intensely. You have an open heart. You are free-flowing and not as guarded as other people. Acknowledge your emotions rather than shutting them down. That's very important. Cry, laugh, pound a pillow. This is something that I often tell people to do, is like, if you're feeling those emotions, don't shove them down. Go for a walk, talk to a friend, take a bath, write a letter to the person. And, you don't have to send it. Write out your frustrations, journal. If your partner or friends are able to hold a loving space for you, communicate your feelings to them. Let emotional expression be an integral part of your life. What I've come to do is, I'll tell you guys, when I started out on this path, I became hypersensitive to everything. It's not just about noise or, like violence on TV, for example, or smelling strong smells. Like because I do mediumship too. And, mediumship can come into play with smells, because grandma might come through and then I taste her chocolate cake, and then I tell the person, hey, I'm tasting chocolate cake. What does that mean? Okay, so that's just an example of how that sense can work. But yeah, I'm hypersensitive to everything. And sometimes it can drive your family nuts, or your friends nuts. They're like, oh boy, here we go again. But you know what? They're not you. And you have to honor that. You don't need to tone down who you are to please other people. You could just be, well, you know what? I'm very sensitive to smell and sounds, so I'm not going to go to this concert, or I'm not going to go to this activity where I know it's going to be chaotic for me. You just need to stand in your power and explain that to people. And then over a period of time, they're like, okay, we know that you're like this. You don't need to participate, It's just about kind of sharing with people who you are and how sensitive you are. That's what's very important. So then if it's somebody that can't stand that way, that they're just like, oh, you're to this or to that, or putting you down, boop, bye-bye. You're not somebody I want to be around, because it's not going to end well. Set your intention. I accept that I feel things intensely. I will be honest with myself and my emotions and share them with supportive others. I often tell people, if you don't have any other people that are like you in your life, join groups. You can even join like groups on Facebook, or, video chat groups, or spiritual groups in person, where there's people that, okay, I'm going through this. Even a support group, is very important. Now, for the reading part, I have 2 card decks mixed together. This is the John Holland Tarot, Psychic Tarot for the Heart. And then I have the Law of Attraction, Esther and Jerry Hicks. I love the Law of Attraction card decks. I often mix them with regular ones. So if you got a reading from me, whether it's in person or on the phone or video, know that I'm always having decks out. Okay, so let's just see, what do the angels want to say to the people that are watching right now? And Chamuel is coming through giving a blessing. He said that he's here for everyone that is struggling with different things in their lives. And he's saying, make sure that you're reaching out to your spiritual team that you work with, your angels, your guides. You know, all different belief systems are honored, is what the angels say. We honor everything. No belief system is better than the other. So here's our cards: embrace and strengthening bonds. So here's the image of the card, embrace. So this is essentially embracing what's being presented to you and what's happening in your current conditions. I'm not going to fight against it. I'm not going to, you know, if you think about what's happening all over the world, there's people, different belief systems are clashing about everything. There's all types of things happening. And the angels are saying, remember, we are one. And that let's agree to disagree and solve things in a rational way and then move on with our lives. Let's not get stuck in that energy. Embrace. I recently did an angel art piece, and one of the phrases from it, I think I wrote it on the top. It's in the videos, but it says, I think he said Chamuel, and the angel said, embrace. Let go of competitiveness and embrace cooperation. That's kind of what their message is. And this is embrace whatever your circumstances are right now. It's temporary. And they said people want things to just stay the way that they were, or to go back to quote unquote what was normal for them. And the angels are saying you need to, how you're going to navigate through this earthly life is just realizing that things change. And the more that you can just flow with things that are happening, the better off you're going to be. Your angels and guides know what you want. They know what you need. And they're going to be able to help you to navigate through that. Strengthening bonds. So this is about probably working with other people, spending more time with others, develop, you know, like what I was talking about earlier, like a Facebook group or some type of, even just like if you're an artistic person and you need to be around other people that are like you, or other people that like to write or journal, find a group of people to do that with. This is also about families, work relationships. Sometimes with families, we kind of pull away from each other, and now it's time to strengthen those bonds again. It's time to forgive. It's time to let go and strengthen the bonds. All right, so those are our messages for today. You guys take care, and I'll see you soon.